Good morning, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Monday, March 2nd, around noon Mountain Time, 2020. The models are showing heavy snow in the northern tier through mid-March. Heavy snow in Canada, especially eastern Canada. Halifax looks to be picking up some record snow in March. The Sierras are going to end that February drought quite nicely. We're going to be picking up some extra snow down here. Heavy snow in the Appalachians all the way down in West Virginia. Keep calm. It's boom time. Winter returns to the Sierras as predicted with 100-mile-per-hour winds, fresh snow, and road closures. It's on. Here's a picture of Highway 80 at Old AG Station. Section of Interstate 80 over the Sierra Nevadas was closed early Monday due to winter conditions. And these will continue throughout March, rain and snow moving into tonight. And the reason we have this up is because I actually saw snow.
That's okay. We're still going to see the rain. We're still going to see the snow. The timing is just a little bit different, and I'll talk more about that.
Take a look at the snow north of LA on this model.
That coming up, but here's a look at where that low pressure system is right now. It's off the coast of Baja California. It's still expected to track to the south of us. That's where the heaviest rainfall will be.
So what's going to show next is the actual satellite and the snow.
But again, we'll still pick up some rainfall accumulation and snow as well. Looking at your satellite and radar over the last few hours, rainfall pushing into Southern California, including San Diego, northern Baja California, and even western parts of our state are beginning to see some scattered showers. A few isolated showers will be possible here in southern Arizona, not only this morning, but into the afternoon as well.
So currently snowing north and west of LA. And it is March. So we're going to be watching this closely as the snow and the rain returns to a parched California. Light snow returns for much of Minnesota Monday as well. Highs will be cooler than the past couple of days. And it will be snowing. There it is in blue. There's the national forecast for Minnesota. Deer are starting to die from winter's deep snow. Deep snow on the ground for several months in northeastern Minnesota will be pushing the region's deer herd to the limit. There's nothing to eat, and it's very difficult to move around in heavy snow. Wyoming Department of Transportation storm forces much of I-80 closed until Monday morning. That's all day. And then probably open sometime while I'm speaking. Closures are in place for long stretches of Interstate 80 in southern Wyoming as winter storm moves across the state. I-80 is closed in both directions between exit 111 just east of Rock Spring and exit 187. That's 76 miles of road at Creston Junction as of 7 p.m. Sunday. Estimated the closure will be lifted 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's now. No word yet. Western New York digging out from feet of snow and intense ice on Lake Erie. These pictures have been flowing around the interwebs. This is Al Gore's boyhood home, apparently. A powerful storm brought blizzard conditions and lake effect snow to upstate New York last week, and it will continue this week. It will not stop. They will be crushed. Meanwhile, just east, New York City had one of its least snowy winters on record. Well, Western New York is picking up the slack. Other areas, Connecticut tying for the least amount of snow in February. Well, you may be March-uary buried. And snow is in the forecast for March. We're going to be getting to that. Potential for severe storms and heavy rain in the Mid-South. There are flash flood warnings and watches, especially in the Mississippi Valley. A slow-moving system will produce thunderstorms, isolated severe with large hail from the lower Mississippi Valley to the Mid-South. Locally heavy rain may cause flash flooding in the southeast, and a weather system may produce thunderstorms. As the system moves east this week, heavy rain and severe storms may develop across the south. There was tons of lightning last night moving through this region, so heads up. Click on your county for more information. That's the best I can tell you. Let's check the GFS model and at least go a few days out here. Here's your Tuesday. So heavy snow up in the Cascades in Washington State, northern Idaho, western Wyoming, and Mexico, of all places. And then that snow's going to move back into upstate New York here on Wednesday, picking up some heavy snow totals in the same places that picked it up before, Watertown and other regions. We didn't want to click that. So the lake effect snow will continue Wednesday and then again hit us on the weekend, where another system will move into the northeast, and that will bring the snow Saturday, Sunday to the Sierras. Heavy snow 14 to 18 inches in some regions, all the way up to Tahoe and all the way down towards LA. So many of the regions that need the precipitation will be getting it in the coming days, which is good, and that will be removing us from that drought potential. Seismic update. No quakes of note. The West Coast is rocking, as well as the Aleutians. We're going to keep a close eye on it as we have some updates. We reported on this volcanic lightning, and here we're going to share a different article where the volcanic lightning may be partially fed by Earth's natural radioactivity, and they're saying in some of these volcanic eruptions with extreme lightning that they're finding less ash, and they're now explaining it as ionized radioactive gas in the form of potentially radon. At least 80 times the number found in a typical cloud in an overcast day. 80 times the lightning. And in some parts of the eruption cloud, the numbers of charged particles per cubic meter were 80 times the number found in a typical cloud. So something going on there, definitely electric in nature, and they're starting to pick it up. Russia's highest volcano, Klyuchkov, erupts, sending ash and steam 20,000 feet into the air. Now, probably because of the lava, they picked up on this, because Klyuchkov has been erupting to 20,000 feet continuously for the last 2 years. Worldwide volcano news update. Apparently, they got the memo. Fuego, 15,000. Klyuchkov to 20,000. Popo to 20,000. And Sabancaya blasting to 31,000 feet. They must have missed that one. But it's anyone's guess, and that's tonight's first boom. Russian volcano booming. Honolulu food shortage concerns voiced. We talked about this 2 years ago and said that Hawaii is the worst place you could possibly be ever, period. And we're sticking with it. Honolulu, Hawaii's food bank is voicing concerns about food buying panic in response to that thing, especially with the Wednesday announcement by that group that thing will likely start spreading. And that caused people to buy out the 90% of the food that's imported into Hawaii. Hawaii does not grow its own food. Hawaii could grow its own food, but they've decided to import it all, like the rest of the world, putting themselves in a pickle, a boom pickle. Once the panic buying has only begun, folks. We're looking at an event that's going to take months, if not years, to fully understand the depths of its destruction. If you're not growing food and you live in Hawaii, well, good luck. Dating of an alpine ice core from the interior of a Tibetan plateau. We talked about this a year ago. They redated the Tibetan plateau from 500,000 years old to just 13 to 70,000 years old. And now a new study from the same group, of all things, is saying that they drilled down here. Take a look at this. They dated the visible annual layer thickness and depth relationships and found the lower ice core captures 665 years of deposition and is dated back to 669 AD. That's only 1,300 years ago. And we're talking 70 meters of ice in 1,300 years. Yes, we're all melting away. And then articles like this coming out yesterday, Arctic may see its first ice-free summer in 15 years. The same headline that came out 20 years ago, and then 30 years ago, and then 10 years ago, same headline. So 30 years ago, we're going to be ice-free in 15 years, which was 15 years ago. And then 15 years ago, we're going to be ice-free today. And now today, we're going to be ice-free in 15 years. It's so convenient. And so unscientific. It's absolutely a sharticle, not even worth a second. We are absolutely in a ice extent maximum, the most ice extent from western Alaska all the way over, covering most of, just look at the Arctic ice here. All of Iceland is covered in Arctic ice. The entire Arctic has the largest ice extent in 14 years, and we're going to be ice-free in 15. Now, here's the problem with the Arctic being ice-free in 15 years. The Arctic is below freezing for 5 to 6 months of the year. Always. Even in the warmest periods. So the fact that they're saying that we're going to be ice-free and it's still below freezing for 5 to 6 months of the year is ludicrous. On top of that, all of the top scientists, even climate modelers, in this new paper coming out the 28th of February, uncertainty in the response of sudden stratospheric warmings, and the stratosphere-troposphere coupling to quadrupled CO2. Now, what they did was they quadrupled CO2 from 400 to 1,600 parts per million. And do you know what happened in the North Atlantic? Nothing. There was no response. Now, that means that carbon dioxide has nothing to do with warming. Many papers have come out and said the stratospheric warming has everything to do with this grand minima that we're entering. Increased cosmic rays cause increased warming in the Arctic as increased charge flows in to that Birkeland current around 18 degrees south of the North Pole in that circle that we call the aurora belt. That's where it's heating. The ionospheric heating is from electricity, from space weather, not from people. Yet the sheeple continue to go bah. And in this paper, the very mainstream that has told us that we're all going to burn up from CO2 is saying the exact opposite now, that quadrupling CO2 has zero effect in the North Atlantic. That is a boom to science. You will not see that in the headline on any of the mainstream, trust me. Outback Australia town has been robbed. This is how it gets warm. Yeah. They fake the data. Now, a small town in Outback Australia that has an actual sign, it's been up forever, was robbed of its 100-year-old world record due to apparent figure fudging by the BOM. That's the Bureau of Meteorology in Australia. A total propaganda machine. The world's longest heat wave was recorded in Outback, Western Australia in 1923 and 1924 in Marble Bar, between the Exmouth and Broome. It saw temperatures of over 100 degrees Fahrenheit for 160 consecutive days. But the BOM has now adjusted the records, stripping Marble Bar of the record in cooling history. Isn't that sick? I was so sickened when I saw this news yesterday that I called a good friend of mine, Jennifer Morahassi, and she's already taking names on this. And next week, Friday the 13th, we're going to be doing a podcast talking about the Marble Bar fraud. Fraud from the BOM. The scientists that control the data worldwide are lying to you. It's more obvious than ever before, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. And the most important thing is that we do this for the public. Those that believe the propaganda. In just 30 minutes, Jennifer Morahassi and I will prove to you that there is nothing but government manipulation and propaganda when it comes to global warming. Because there is none. Natural climate variability, yes. Man-made global warming, probably not. The northern lights will glow across the U.S. next week, and here's where to see them. Outside and look north. Unless you're in the North Pole, exactly, and then you would look south. But that, anyway. So, apparently, according to the powers that be, there will be a solar storm on March 4th. It's anyone's guess. If they're right, they're typically off by a day or two. So, we'll keep a close eye on the skies and watch the space weather for you. Hope you got something out of the video. Times are changing. The weather is getting squirrely. And it's snowing just north of LA. Time is now to prepare. Panic buying in Hawaii is emptying the shelves. Ships may not be coming in there soon. Are you ready? We love each and every one of you. Thanks to all our one-time donors. We had a problem with some of the links below the videos in recent days, and that's been fixed. And Todd Kleckner has just sent me an email offering everyone a 15% discount on the N1 oil by putting in coupon code, all caps, ORP. That will be linked below. Be safe. We love you. See you soon.